To live in a society where we have so many choices, so many varieties, such an overpowering need for self-pleasure, or just the rush of adrenaline one gets, it's no wonder why so many people have addictions. Addictions affects everyone in opposite ways. There are no two stories exactly the same, although unfortunately the outcome it can be. There is hope though. The situation can, and in some situations, is overcame. The first issue is the blame game. You always want to find somebody or something that you can blame. For me, it was three particular instances. It was the event of my mom and dad's divorce. It was the friends that I hung around, and I tried to blame Ritalin, a drug that I was on when I was a child. All three are very good excuses, but none of them were reasons. The reason happened to come from inside me. It's I had a disease, and I had to bring that into reality. I didn't understand that at the time, but I do now. Once you get through why you did it, then you have to wonder about the cycle that I went through, because it was always a cycle. It was a cycle of me fantasizing about the drug that I wanted to do. It was the preparation that I took, me finding the person to buy the drug, me actually buying the things that I needed to do the drug. And lastly, having the drug in front of me and feeling what it felt like with that first hit. It was just utterly amazing. And for me to look back here right now and say that it wasn't, I would be lying, because you always remember that first hit your entire life. More powerful than that first hit, though, is the pain that you caused in your life and the people's lives that are around you. And the one person that I'll never be able to say I'm sorry to is my dad. He passed away in August of 2008. I was still in my active addiction. The reason I left my active addiction wasn't because of my dad dying. It was because it felt like a job. And when it got to feel like a job, I had three choices. I could live, I could die, or I could go into an institution. I found rehab. In finding rehab, I found myself. I was able to build a relationship with God. And walking with God, I saw that I didn't need the drug, that all I needed was Him. But after that, I had to rebuild the faith that people had lost in me. And that was tough, because after rehab, I found that I relapsed, and then I had to go through the cycle all over again, rebuilding who I was and rebuilding those relationships. And that was tough. Then I decided it was just time for me to give back. And when I gave back, I was able to see what it is that everyone else had told me, because it enabled me to do what I needed to do. And in conclusion, I never considered myself lucky. I do now. I went through a life situation, struggled, hit bottom, struggled, found my way out. Sometimes it doesn't really feel like reality for me, but more like a dream. Only when I see someone else acting as I did does it come home. For me, that's when I realize I am lucky, and I have been lucky enough to be where I am right now, talking about what's happened in my life and being able to guide others on their journey to freedom. Thank you.